Is Karl the Emperor? Rock and Stone brothers, welcome back to the channel. I'm your illustrious host, Doodleman149, and today we're diving into my headcanon that Deep Rock Galactic is actually part of the Warhammer 40k universe. If you could lend me 8.5 or so minutes of your time, I'm going to lay out the evidence that suggests these badass space dwarves are mining in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium. I'll be leaving references to 40k lore to support my theories as well. Links to those will be in the description. So grab a smart stout, salute for Karl, and let's get digging. But before we start, let's get clear. Deep Rock Galactic, developed by Ghost Ship Games, is its own unique game. It's a co-op FPS where you play as dwarves mining the hostile planet of Hoxxes IV, battling alien bugs called Glyphids. Meanwhile, Warhammer 40k is the game's workshop's sprawling sci-fi universe of galactic warfare, grimdark aesthetics, and factions like Orcs, Tyranids, and the Imperium of Man. At first glance, they seem worlds apart, but what if Hoxxes IV is just another forgotten rock in the 40k galaxy? Let's break it down with 5 key points. First up, let's talk dwarves. In Deep Rock Galactic, you play as a rugged, bearded miner working for the profit-driven corporation Deep Rock Galactic. Sound familiar? In Warhammer 40k, there's a faction called the Squats, short, stout humanoids who were once a core part of the lore. These guys were miners, engineers, and warriors, often decked out in powered armor, working in hazardous environments. Sounds a lot like our DRG crew, doesn't it? Unfortunately, the Squats were largely written out of 40k in the 1990s, supposedly wiped out by the Tyranids, but they've made a comeback as the Leagues of Votann in recent editions. In fact, the Codex Leagues of Votann mentions a group called the Deeprock Kindred, part of the Greater Thurian League, who mine in the galactic core and fight off threats like Chaos. Deeprock Kindred, Deep Rock Galactic. That's not just a coincidence, it's a nod, folks. The armor designs in DRG, with their bulky, utilitarian style, also scream squat aesthetics, blending miner and warrior vibes perfectly. Now, some argue the Squats are too serious for DRG's lighthearted tone, but the Leagues of Votann have a bit of that dwarven camaraderie and stubbornness that we see in DRG, like when you salute for Karl. It's got that same clan-like loyalty. Plus, the 40k galaxy is so vast that a small mining operation like DRG could easily be a forgotten kindred doing their thing in some backwater sector. Next, let's take a look at their enemies. In DRG, you're fighting Glyphids, swarming, insect-like aliens that come in all shapes and sizes, from grunts to massive dreadnoughts. In Warhammer 40k, the Tyranids are a hive-minded alien race that swarms planets, consuming everything in their path. Both are relentless, both have specialized forms like the Glyphid Oppressor or Tyranid Carnifex, and both love to overwhelm you with numbers. The parallels here are just uncanny. Glyphids have a hive-like structure with nests and eggs you can raid in DRG's egg hunt missions. Tyranids operate under a hive mind, spawning from bionests. And let's not forget that Hoxxes IV's hostile environment, with its caves and alien flora, feel a lot like a planet in the early stages of a Tyranid infestation, before the hive fleet actually arrives. The 40k lore even suggests Tyranids adapt to local ecosystems, which could explain why Glyphids look slightly different but act so similar. Now, some fans do say that the Glyphids are more like Starship Troopers bugs or alien xenomorphs even, and sure, DRG draws inspiration from those, but the 40k universe is a melting pot of sci-fi tropes, and Tyranids themselves borrow from those same sources. The idea of a mining colony fighting off endless alien swarms fits perfectly into a 40k sector where Tyranids are probing a planet's defenses. Now let's talk about Deep Rock Galactic, the corporation. In the game, you're employed by a ruthless mining company that sends you into deadly caves for profit, with little regard for your safety. Mission control is cold, demanding, and all about the results. This screams Warhammer 40k's Imperium of Man, where human lives are expendable and bureaucracy rules. The Imperium often contracts out mining operations to rogue traders or mining clans, and DRG could easily be one of these outfits, harvesting resources for a planetary governor or even a forge world. The 40k galaxy is full of corporations and clans operating under the Imperium's radar, especially in remote sectors. Hoxxes IV's wealth of minerals like Morkite could be fueling Imperial war machines, and the Dwarves' disregard for the Emperor's worship? Well, the Leagues of Votann are known for their independence, often ignoring the Imperium's dogma while still trading with them. Deep Rock Galactic's corporate greed and lean mining philosophy, sending small teams into deadly caves, fits the 40k vibe of sacrifice for the greater good, or in this case, the greater profit. It's not hard to imagine DRG as a Votann kindred supplying the Imperium while keeping their own culture intact. Now, let's just zoom out to the setting for a moment. Hoxxes IV is a mineral-rich world, hostile planet with procedurally generated caves and alien wildlife. In Warhammer 40k, planets like these are a dime a dozen. Think of Necromunda's Underhives or Catachan's Death Worlds. DRG's orbital space rigs, where dwarves launch from, resemble the kind of ramshackle stations you'd find in 40k's frontier systems. Even the drop pods in Deep Rock Galactic feel like a nod to Space Marine deployment methods. Then there's the aesthetic. DRG's low-poly utilitarian armor and weapons have a gritty, practical feel that aligns with the Leagues of Votann's tech-focused culture. Sure, 40k leans into gothic cathedrals and skulls, but the squats in Votann have always been more practical, with a focus on mining and machinery. And let's not forget the armor and heartstones in DRG. Its mysterious, almost magical properties could easily be a warp-tainted artifact in 40k, something the Votann would mine and protect. Critics of this theory, however, argue that DRG's tone is just far too playful for 40k's Grimdark vibe. But the Leagues of Votann bring a slightly lighter touch to 40k with their focus on clan loyalty and stubborn pride. DRG's rock and stone camaraderie could be the Votann's way of staying sane in a galaxy of endless war and horror. Finally, the community and developers have leaned into this connection. On Reddit and Steam, fans have long speculated about DRG's place in 40k, with threads like Deep Rock Galactic is a 40k spin-off getting thousands of upvotes. The Deeprock Kindred in the Leagues of Votann Codex feels like a direct shout-out from Games Workshop, acknowledging Deep Rock Galactic's popularity. Even Ghost Ship Games has hinted at 40k inspiration. CEO Soren Lundgaard admitted in an interview that Warhammer 40k was a small influence alongside Alien and Starship Troopers. Now, while Ghost Ship Games hasn't confirmed that DRG is canon in 40k, and neither has Games Workshop, these nods suggest they're aware of the parallels. The 40k universe is so vast that a small mining operation on Hoxxes IV could easily exist in a corner of the galaxy, unnoticed by the Imperium or Chaos at large. So, why do I think Deep Rock Galactic takes place in the Warhammer 40k universe? The Dwarven squats and Leagues of Votann mirror DRG's miners, Glyphids share DNA with Tyranids, the corporations fit the Imperium's bureaucracy, Hoxxes IV feels like a 40k death world, and the community and devs keep dropping hints. Is it canon? Probably not. But in the grim darkness of the far future, there's plenty of room for dwarves to mine, fight, and salute for Carl. What do you think? Is DRG a secret 40k gem or just a fun sci-fi romp? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd still like to thank you for watching, and I'd also really like to thank my loyal Patreon patron Zaintor for his continued support. Don't forget to snag yourself something comfy and cool from a merch store, join Zaintor as a Patreon patron, gain access to exclusive videos, or become a YouTube channel member for other perks. Hit that button if you're a loyal member of Deep Rock Galactic, and subscribe for more from yours truly. Until next time, for Carl and the Emperor, rock and stone.